What's going on, everybody? We are starting Queen News of the World. Wow, incredible. News of the World. 1977. Rolling through this. A couple more albums to go. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos. All kinds of videos. Reaction videos, bass videos, music videos. Check it out. I do donation requests. If there's something you want me to listen to, watch, talk about, hit me up. All the information is in the description below. You can email me, jpanreadsemail@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. All right. And look at that, the cat's here. Wow, incredible. Great timing, kitty. We match. Are you here to listen to Freddie? You're here for Freddie? Or are you here for food? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? If she's on the ground, she'll just start meowing right here. She's just rubbing on me. Are you hungry? See, there you go. Hopefully you heard that. Are you hungry? Okay. Do I need to take a? Do I need to? Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back. Of course, I get her food out, and she just walks away. So, there you go. There you go. But I don't need any interruptions while I'm trying to do this album. Cool. Anyways, she's gonna interrupt me. I know it. She's gonna walk right in. She's gonna start messing around with things. Anyways, News of the World. 6th album. Band's 2nd album to be recorded at SARM and Wessex. So this album, they only recorded at those 2 places, where the previous couple albums they recorded like 5-6 places, like a whole bunch of places. In London, and engineered by Mike Stone, was co-produced by the band and Stone. 1977 punk rock acts, most notably the Sex Pistols, sparked massive backlash against prog rock artists such as Queen. I don't think of them as prog rock at all. Like, at all. I'm not saying that there isn't elements of that, but I don't think I would ever call them prog rock. I just wouldn't. Anyways, whatever. That's debatable. It's debatable. It's debatable. But I'm like, anyways. To which the band responded by simplifying their symphonic rock sound and gearing towards a more spontaneous hard rock sound. The album subsequently reached number 4 in the UK charts and number 3 in the US Top Albums chart, while achieving high certifications around the world. It has sold over 4 million copies in the United States. Really, that's it. Its lead single, We Are the Champions, never heard it. Reached number 2 on the UK singles chart and number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Critical reaction to News of the World was initially mixed, with many reviewers commenting on the band's change in musical style. However, it has since come to be regarded as one of Queen's greatest albums, while We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You have since become rock anthems. Okay. After completing A Day at the Races tour in June 77, Quartet entered the studio to begin work on their 6th album in July, enlisting Mike Stone as assistant producer at SARM East and Wessex Studios in London. The initial activity began July 4th when Taylor and assistant Crystal Taylor arrived in a lorry at SARM to set up his drum kit, which continued over the next 2 days. That Wednesday, on July 6th, the rest of the band arrived at SARM. They did backing track takes for It's Late. Oh, we're going to get a day-by-day, hour-by-hour rundown again, huh? Oh, also, I did read comments about, because, right, Crystal, we talked about the whole roadie thing on the last album, and I was like, why? And you guys were, like, giving me a bit of the backstory of their roadie, their crew people are important to them, and I'm not that they're not important. I don't mean it like that, it's just they're part of the story also, and they included them in all kinds of things and all this kind of stuff. So okay, heard, got it. Okay, after recording all the backing tracks, work moved to Wessex Sound, again preceded by 2 days dedicated to drum kit setup. The lorry arrived. What is the lorry? Listen, I have computers surrounding me. I can look this up. I'm not going to, though. Okay? Somebody just tell me what the lorry is. The lorry arrived on August 1st, and drum kit construction would continue well into August 2nd. Andy Turner, a T-boy at Wessex, okay, oh boy, recalls thinking, "You're being charged $200 an hour for this." At Wessex, the band overdubbed On to the backing tracks. Some songs have been previously overdubbed, such as It's Too Late, Who Needs You, All Dead, and Sleeping on the Sidewalk. During the last few days of overdubbing, August 22nd, calls to the U.S. would be made regarding venues for the band's tour in November. According to studio documentation, a lot of sessions had late arrivals, which were usually prearranged around an hour before the band would actually arrive. The median shift length was around 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., but sometimes the band would stay in the studio until 4 a.m. if they were falling behind schedule. Jeez. Last principal overdubbing session was August 23rd, with the first mixes on the next day, August 24th. Occasionally, further overdubbing would occur as mixing continued. Okay. After taking a day off for the summer bank holiday, band went to Leighton Mann Studios and Primrose Hill Studios on August 30th. Although the output of these sessions is unknown, they also spent a day at Olympic Studios on August 31st. The last documented overdubbing session was on September 1st. Mixing continued until September 4 at Wessex, during which there was a delay on September 3 due to technical issues. That day, Roger appeared on the last episode of the show Saturday Scene. The mixes were delivered back at SARM Studios September 5 for mastering, which would be completed on September 16. I don't know how these guys like bootlegs and different things like that go. Releases later on, you know, like on remasters and different things. Basically, I'm saying that to say, I wonder if any of the recordings or the work that they were doing on those other sessions, that it doesn't seem like there's other, maybe I suppose if they were released, maybe they would have mentioned it here, but you never know. I'm just saying that to say maybe it's been released at some point as extras kind of thing. They scaled down their complex arrangements and focused on a rootsier sound, as Brian May put it. However, the staple of the Queen sound, multi-tracked harmonies and guitar orchestrations, still exists on this album. That's their here, right? I called it, knew it. She's back. Okay, I've been saying that. That's their sound. That's like just their sound. The vocal stuff and the guitar multi-tracks. That is like any band that does that, it's like, oh, they got that from Queen. That's just what it is. Still exists on this album, albeit more subtly than previously, having received some criticism that their first completely self-produced album, A Day at the Races, was a boring album. Queen decided to shift their musical focus towards the mainstream, but remain as the producers of the next album. Races garnered criticism, as many critics felt that it was too similar to A Night at the Opera, something which the band members themselves acknowledged. In addition, the arrival of punk rock led by the Sex Pistols saw the mainstream shift away from prog rock and more towards simpler rock music. Queen were seen as the antithesis of punk, particularly in their camp influences and elaborate production. Yeah, all that like theater stuff, that's not very punk. Anything that's anywhere remotely related to theater is not punk. Brian May stated in an interview that we'd already made a decision that after A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races, we wanted to go back to basics for News of the World, but it was very timely because the world was looking at punk and things being very stripped down. So in a sense, we were conscious, but it was part of our evolution anyway. In contrast to A Day at the Races, which had taken 5 months to record, only 2 months were booked to record at SARM and Wessex Sound Studios. Most of the recording sessions took place in Wessex Studios, which was also where the Sex Pistols were busy recording Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. As such, the two groups had several interactions, including the famous meeting between Mercury and Sid Vicious. I don't know if I know this. Vicious, upon stumbling into Queen's recording studio, asked, "Have you succeeded in bringing ballet to the masses yet?" Oh shit. In response to a comment the singer had made in an interview with NME, to which Mercury called him Simon Ferocious, a reference to Vicious' real name, okay, and replied, "We're doing our best, dear." Johnny Rotten also expressed a desire to meet with Mercury. According to Bill Price, who engineered Nevermind the Bollocks, Rotten crawled on all fours across Queen's studio to Mercury, who was playing piano, and said hello, Freddie, before leaving. May also recalled bumping into Rotten in the corridors and having several conversations about music. Queen's history with the Sex Pistols dated back to December 1976, in which Queen were set to appear on Bill Grundy's Today Show. However, Mercury had a toothache and was forced to schedule a dentist appointment on the same day, his first one in 15 years. Oh my God. as a replacement, EMI offered the Sex Pistols instead, which led to their now famous appearance on the Today Show. Wow. Okay. Alright, tunes. News of the World shows Queen songwriting less dominated by Mercury in May than previously, with Roger Taylor and John Deacon composing 2 songs each. It has been classified as hard rock and arena rock, and has been regarded as a transitional album due to its shift towards a more minimalist production. Its songs are notable for their eclectic themes, which would crystallize on future albums. Jazz and The Game, We Will Rock You, and We Are the Champions are arena rock. Who Needs You features a Latin influence. Sheer Heart Attack is punk rock. Sleeping on the Sidewalk is based upon blues rock. Get Down, Make Love features funk overtones. My Melancholy Blues imitates jazz. That's fantastic. Imitates jazz. Okay. And Fight from the Inside was the group's first disco-related song. Chuck Eddy said the album was widely regarded as a back-to-basics offering, minimizing the group's more ornate and multi-part epic tendencies, with some even dubbing it Queen's response to punk rock. He added, however, that the record sounds even more often like a response to funk, citing Fight from the Inside and Get Down, Make Love, as well as the proto-rap sparseness of We Will Rock You. Okay, alright, we're just going to start off. We Will Rock You. All super short songs except for It's Late, which is 6.5 minutes practically. Wow, that's like out of nowhere. And it's a relatively short album. So we're just going to get into it. We Will Rock You. Everybody's heard this frickin' song. Come on now. I couldn't tell you the last time that I listened to it, like sat down and listened to it or had it on or anything like that. But, you know, this song and the next song, they're everywhere. Right? They're everywhere. And it makes sense. Makes sense that they're everywhere. Good for them. All right, so this is We'll Rock You. Also, I'm listening to the 2011 remaster. All right, so here it is. Let's do it. Bam. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Before I get to it, I missed something. My bad. Before we start, hang on. We'll Rock You was released as the B-side of We Are the Champions and became one of Queen's biggest songs worldwide as a staple of arena and stadium sets. It was a conscious decision by Brian May to make the song simple and anthemic, stomp, stomp, clap, pause per 4/4 measure, so that their live audience could be more directly involved in the show. In the videos for We'll Rock You and Spread Your Wings, which shows the band performing in the snow in Roger Taylor's garden, May used a copy of his guitar. He supposedly did not want to submit his Red Special to the weather. October 7, 2017, Queen released a Raw Sessions version of the track to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the release of News of the World. Shows a radically different approach to the guitar solo and includes May's count in immediately prior to the recording. Cool. Okay. All right. I didn't know if they would get into any other details about how they did this. But anyways, all right, let's get to the song. We Will Rock You. Bam. You hear a little bit of that vocal. Maybe that was the count in.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you.
Huge.
We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, you're gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will,
Tons of attitude, right?
rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, pleading with your eyes, gonna make you zombie someday. You got mud on your face, big disgrace. Somebody better put your bag into your place. We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you.
The guitar.
Everybody, we will
Creeping in.
rock you.
All right.
We will rock you. All right.
talk about sparse. Talk about sparse. They're like, Johnny, we don't need you on this one. Sorry, Dickey, whatever. We don't need you on this one. We're good. We got you. Just stay on with your wife, all right? I mean, you know, classic. You really can't go wrong. And this is the song is, 2 minutes long, okay? There's a lot of bands and groups and people that you never heard of. They're trying to do music and stuff like that, especially early on, where they just ruin things by thinking that it's not long enough. Things like that. I feel like that's less of a thing now with Spotify, because there's that whole thing that's a little bit different. There's a lot more shorter songs nowadays, 2-3 minute songs, that's it. Even less, even sometimes. Where, especially in this era, it's 4 minutes, right? 5 minutes. Also 3 minutes, but, you know, there's just longer things, right? Different. But this is like perfect exactly as it is, and it just crosses the 2 minute mark. It's freaking perfect. You know, obviously, great delivery on the vocal, tons of attitude, exactly what it needs. It's very obvious, you know, sing it, you know, in terms of the audience participation, making this about seeing this live, composing it as if it's like a live song, you know. Great. This is awesome. It's very cool. Very cool. All right, and I mean, that's that. I mean, the stomps and the claps are super thick, so I imagine they recorded them like crazy. That's something where you would want to, we talked about triple tracking, quadruple tracking, just the multi-tracking and just layering it on top of each other. This is not one of those times where you are looking for it to be exact, because you want the cluster. Makes sense, right? You want that. So, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, what else? There ain't nothing else to say. It's fantastic. All right, cool. We Are the Champions up next. Catch you then. Later.